Hai, Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera kepada anda yang sedang menonton satu lagi sidang media pengenalan pemain baru Kuala Lumpur City FC. Kalau sebelum ini KL sudah menandatangani dua pemain, Kenny Palraj dan juga J. Parthiban, KL City terus memanfaatkan peluang dalam tempoh jendela pindahan kedua yang berakhir malam ini bagi memperkuatkan lagi pasukan di bahagian tengah dan jentera serangan selepas Dominique Da Silva mengalami kecederaan. Dua lagi pemain baru yang akan menyertai skuad The City Boys ini, kedua-duanya akan beraksi buat kali pertama di pentas Liga Malaysia. Seorang pemain adalah pemain muda berusia 22 tahun yang akan beraksi di posisi tengah yang juga berdarah kacukan Malaysia Australia, Lambert yang berada di sebelah kiri ini, dan seorang lagi penyerang dari Nigeria, Kyrian Nwabueze, bekas pemain klub Division 1 di Albania yang sudah membuat penampilan 6 kali di Europa League. Tanpa melengahkan lagi masa, kita akan mulakan sidang media bersama Coach Boyan dan Ryan Lambert terlebih dahulu. Namun sebelum itu, kita saksikan sesi menandatangani kontrak terlebih dahulu.
So Ryan, we'll start with you first. Welcome to Malaysian football. In terms of joining Kuala Lumpur City FC, could you tell us a little bit about how did this move come about? Because you've obviously got some roots in Malaysia, so maybe you could tell us a little bit about your roots in Malaysia and then how this move to KL City came about.
I was actually born in KL, and every year I come back to visit family and friends. I've always seen KL growing up. They're a very good team, so I saw the opportunity that they were offering, and I, of course, wanted to take it.
Coach Boyan, how did you guys come to know about Ryan Lambert, and what was the process of scouting him extensively? Because what is that you guys monitored him for a prolonged period, approximately 4 months. So how did the whole process come about?
You know, now it's last 2-3 years it's very popular to scout around for players that have Malaysian parents, and one of the agents offered us him and his brother, so we were basically scouting both of them. Brother is having contract still, and Ran was immediately somehow keen to join us, so it was actually quite easy. After that, we contacted him. We met his mother in KL, and a few days after, basically everything was agreed.
Hi Ryan.
Hi.
Maybe you can share your aim and target with KL City, and what make you interested with KL City?
My aim, I just want to play as much as I can, as best as I can for this club. I'm very grateful that they've given me the opportunity, and I've watched a few of their games, obviously, and they play really well. Their home record is amazing, and I'm excited.
Also, Ryan, in terms of your position, obviously you're predominantly a midfielder.
Yes.
You also played some games at right back.
Yeah.
So in terms of your conversation with Coach Boyan, have you spoken to him in terms of how will you fit into this team? What are sort of the roles he expects you to assume at this club?
Not fully yet, but I'm hoping to play midfield, my preferred position. But I have no problem playing right back if need be. So I'm sure we'll have further discussions about that in the future.
And Coach Boyan, I mean, based on your observation of him via video so far, what do you think are his biggest strengths, and where do you see him fitting into the team? Because at this point, there's obviously a wealth of options in midfield. You've just signed Kenny Palraj as well. Akram is there. How do you see Ryan fitting into the team?
He's still quite young, so he can still change position, but for us, probably this position, we are playing with two defense midfielders, so probably this is one of position, but he can play right fullback, left fullback, even goalkeeper if we need. So don't worry, he will find his position. Important is that he's young, that he's willing to work hard, and I hope he will adjust quickly on our style and style of football in Malaysia.
Have you spoken to anyone in the team so far? Any of the boys that are playing for the club?
I've had 3 sessions with the team already before the break. Spoken to most of the boys. there are a few foreigners that we've been talking to as well, more than others, because we have been through the same experiences and stuff. But yeah, they've all been very welcoming, which is very nice.
In terms of making the decision to come over to Malaysia, because obviously you've got heritage, you've got that connection, so in that sense it's not a difficult decision, but ultimately you have left European football, and for the most players out there, especially at a very young age, the dream is Europe. So you were already in Europe at a pretty respectable level as well, second division in Dutch football. What compelled you to leave Europe and come back?
I've always wanted to be closer to family. I feel like, yeah, I've done Europe already. The football here is also quite good. Yeah, I just wanted a new step, a new adventure, and I feel like this is a perfect spot to do it.
And coach, you mentioned that that Ryan the deal was easy to do because he was out of contract in that sense. And you mentioned that the brother is a bit difficult because he's still in contract. But is that a situation that KL is going to continuously monitor over the next few months?
Look, we are monitoring I said before season, we need local players. Everybody here complaining about foreign players. But our problem was local players, because lots of our local players doesn't have any experience in Super League. And we were looking for to sign local players. Kenny and Party were free, basically because of the issues about the salaries. So when we get two of them and we get Ryan, I think this is something that we need, that this one really helps us. And his contract was actually 6 more months, but you know, he negotiated with the club and the club let him go. That's the reason why we signed him.
Ryan, how do you see the competition in your position? Because as we know, there's a few other experienced player, right?
Yeah, there are, of course, some good players in the position. It's a good team. But, yeah, I'm willing to work as hard as I can to take their space. Yeah, simple as that.
When you assess your quality individually as a player, what do you think is your best trait? Or in other words, what do you think you best offer to the team?
I feel like my best quality is winning the ball back and staying calm on the ball. I like to think, yeah. I like to do the dirty work and do that for the team. That's just how I've always played. Yeah.
Coach, we'll want to ask you a little bit in terms of the other signing, Kyrian Nwabueze. Now, he obviously comes in to replace Dominique Da Silva. How did the club come to that decision? I know it's influenced by the fact that Dominic has got injuries and all that kind of stuff, but how did that move come about?
Dominic played well for us. Dominic played 4 or 5 matches. He scored 3 goals, and all goals were very important. And this was the beginning of the season where we were not ready. But unfortunately, this injury that he has is very rare. He's recovering, but nobody can guarantee when he will recover. So for us, it's not the same if he recovers on 15 June or if he recover on 1st of August. Because 1st of August we will already have 3-4 matches playing, and then once he start training he needs at least 1 more month to be fit. So he's still with us. He will continue treatment, and we'll see, maybe next season he will stay again with us. But at the moment he can't play, or the doctor cannot guarantee when he will be back. That's the reason why we are looking for Kyrian, and he played difficult league in Albania. He was last year their top scorer. We saw his quality, we checked with few scouts, and we hope that he will adjust well here.
In terms of the KL overall season so far, how would you assess the team performance so far? Because in the transfer window, KL have been one of the most active teams in refurbishing the squad, in adding quality to the squad. And like, what influenced that decision, and how do you see KL going forward?
The first thing is what we did is we released few players on loan, because these players were not happy. They didn't play much here, so at the end this is where this is CEO's job, where he saves some money. So we have budget to sign the new players. And I said before the season, we didn't have time to prepare. Everything was last minute, so we were, let's say, first half of the season a little bit not consistent. So some of the matches you are surprised that we get the points and that we play well. And some of the matches where everybody expects we will win easily, we were struggling. So that's it. Basically, I think that we had lack of depth in first half of the season. Now we have few more players, and it will be easier for me.
Ryan, prior to this KL move, were you at any point ever contacted by any club in Asia?
Yeah, there were a few. But none grabbed my attention like KL, obviously.
And what was the difference between the project that was offered by KL as opposed to the other clubs?
I didn't really go into much detail with the other clubs. This was basically the only one that my agent was interested in, really. So, yeah, there was no really looking at other clubs for me.
In terms of, obviously you've come here now with your Malaysian heritage, and you're effectively available for national team selection the moment you start playing as well. Is like, how big was that possibility? How big of a role did it play in compelling you to make a move here?
Huge. As a kid, you always want to play for your country, and I definitely want to play for Malaysia. I was born here. I feel I'm Malaysian. I'm excited to, hopefully, if I play well enough, if I keep fit, if I do all the right things, and hopefully I can play and represent Malaysia.
Have you had a chance to watch the national team in recent times?
On and off, not a huge amount, but yeah, I've seen a few.
Coach, just one final question maybe. Speaking about the national team, one of the glaring omissions from the national team squad is obviously Akram Mahinan, who has been a permanent fixture in your team. He's a regular starter. He's put on some strong performances in big games. Were you surprised that he wasn't called up to the national team?
I don't want to interrupt national coach. This is his decision, so I think better you ask him why he was not in the squad. For me, Akram played really well, and definitely he could be there, one of the players for the national team, but it's more question for national coach than for me.
And Irfan is obviously one of the KL players that was called up to the national setup. Did you get a chance to watch him the other day against Bahrain? How do you assess his performance?
Well, I think that defensively he is really well. He intercepted 4 or 5 balls, so which was really good. But then when he was tired, the last few minutes he did this penalty, which he shouldn't hold the player because the player was not dangerous. So I hope he will not interrupt his next matches, because this is one mistake that happened to everybody.
Okay, Coach. One final question. Zamir Slamat has obviously gone out on loan as well. What are your plans around the goalkeeping situation? Because Kevin is obviously the first choice, but who comes second at this point?
Well, in this moment we have Katul, he's number 2, and we have young boy Azim, who's also training with us already now 2nd season, and I know him from under 19 national team. He's performing well in under 21, under 19, so I think that he can be his third choice, and I think that he can be also good in the future.
Okay, thank you so much, Coach. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Terima kasih kepada Coach Boyan dan juga Ryan Lambert soal jawab tadi. Dan selepas ini kita akan menjemput Presiden pasukan Kuala Lumpur City FC Tan Sri Anwar Musa dan seorang lagi pemain baru yang bakal memperkuatkan jentera serangan skuad The City Boys, iaitu Kyrian Nwabueze.
Jadi kita menjemput pemain penyerang baru pasukan Kuala Lumpur City, Kyrian Nwabueze, untuk menandatangani kontrak. Kyrian, welcome to the club. Tan Sri, selamat datang. Kita mulakan dengan Tan Sri terlebih dahulu. Sebelum ini saya ada sempat berbicara dengan CEO Stanley, dan Stanley ada menceritakan bagaimana Kyrian adalah seorang individu yang telah diperhatikan oleh Tan Sri buat sekian lama. Boleh Tan Sri ceritakan sikit proses bagaimana Tan Sri mula mengenal pasti Kyrian dan proses untuk membawa Kyrian menjadi bintang baru pasukan Kuala Lumpur City.
Ya, seperti mana kita tahu, saya dah agak lama tidak mengikuti perjalanan dan juga pengurusan pasukan Liga Super sejak saya meninggalkan The Red Warriors. Tapi seperti mana yang kita tahu, saya mempunyai kenalan yang ramai dalam dan juga luar negara. Dan apabila saya diminta untuk bersama dengan KL City, saya merasakan dia tanggungjawab saya untuk memperkuatkan pasukan. Jadi tidak scouting dan juga mendapatkan quality players itu satu daripada perkara yang menjadi tanggungjawab ataupun antara perkara yang saya cuba sumbangkan kepada pasukan. Dengan itu saya menghubungi kontak dan rakan-rakan saya, dan saya membuat analisa, memerhatikan option-option yang ada di kalangan pemain-pemain. Kebetulan kita juga mempunyai pemain import yang mengalami kecederaan, dan oleh kerana kemasukan saya di KL City sudah pun selepas window pertama tutup, jadi saya ingin ambil peluang window kedua pertengahan separa musim untuk membuat beberapa gantian dengan pemain tempatan dan juga pemain import. Jadi di situlah saya menerusi ejen kepada Kyrian, telah observe prestasi Kyrian di Liga Division 1 Albania, penglihatan beliau juga dalam beberapa perlawanan Europa Cup. Dan tahun lalu Kyrian adalah top scorer di Albanian League dengan 20 gol. Tapi bukan saja soal bilangan gol, saya memerhatikan skill dan corak permainan yang beliau pamerkan dan lain-lain. Jadi daripada situlah saya buat rundingan awal. Kemudian seperti biasa, saya tidak mencampuri urusan yang detail. Lalu saya serah kepada coach untuk membuat penilaian akhir lah. Saya cuma mengesyorkan. Jadi coach lah yang membuat keputusan akhirnya.
Kyrian, first and foremost, welcome to Malaysian football. You're obviously coming here with the pedigree of having finished as top scorer in Albanian's first division now. Could you tell us a little bit about, because Tan Sri just told us the story of how he's observed you prior to this, and how the club came to know about you. Could you, from your point of view, tell us the story of how this entire move came about and how you made the decision to come and play football in Southeast Asia for the first time?
Yeah, it was my agent. You know, he told me a little bit about the club. He told me it's a family club. Everyone here is very close, and it's very professional. You know, so I did my homework. I did my and I looked the club up. I looked the games. I watched many of the games, and I saw that there's a future here. There's something here. So, and I always wanted to play in Asia, and I felt like, okay, this is my opportunity, so I should take it. So, I spoke to the CEO, I spoke to the coach, and it was just a vibe like that I got from that. That convinced me. It's just motivated. So I felt like it was the right decision. It was the right timing, and I felt good, and I made the decision. So at the end of the day, I'm just happy to be here. I'm excited. I want to get started. So I'm just looking forward to the future, basically.
Okay, soalan untuk Tan Sri, dengan membawa Kyrian bersama Kuala Lumpur City, mungkin Tan Sri boleh share sikit target Tan Sri untuk meletakkan Kuala Lumpur di mana untuk season ni?
Ya, dulu saya mengikuti perkembangan KL City, mereka meletakkan sasaran untuk bertahan ataupun kekal dalam Liga Super. Kemudian bila saya dilibatkan, saya rasa target itu terlalu rendah. Kita berpeluang mendapat dinaikkan ke Liga Super. Kita harus mengambil peluang untuk menjadi pasukan yang kompetitif, not just another team. We must expect or we should have the confidence to do even better. Jadi untuk pusingan yang pertama tu sasaran kita boleh berada di pertengahan jadual atau pertengahan pasukan daripada 12 pasukan. Nampaknya kita okey, kita berada di tangga ke-6. Tapi untuk pusingan kedua, saya meletakkan sasaran untuk kita berada di top 5, top 4. Not just to remain as another team supaya jangan relegated semula. Dan saya berazam untuk menjadikan KL City sebagai satu pasukan terkuat. By the time kita masuk ke season 2022, kita mesti menjadi challenger kepada championship, not just another pasukan in the league. Jadi saya fikir ada ruang untuk kita perbaiki Kuala Lumpur City pada banyak sudut, baik dari segi pengurusan, dari segi komposisi pemain, kejurulatihan, profesionalism dan sebagainya. Walaupun saya tidak banyak masa untuk menumpukan macam seperti mana di Kelantan dulu, tapi saya boleh dikatakan diberikan update oleh CEO almost on daily basis, dan saya cuba memberikan input-input itulah, insyaAllah.
Kyrian, you've obviously come to Malaysia at a point where there's still a lockdown here and all that kind of stuff, and your training sessions are online. But based on the games that you've watched of Kuala Lumpur that you said that you did, who are the players that have genuinely caught your attention so far?
As a team, I look at I look at it as a team. Collectively they've done well. They play for each other. There's not one player that's complaining about somebody making a mistake, and this is a big deal as a team. So I can't pick one player, but as a team, I feel like I was impressed, because how much work that they're willing to put in, and how much they're willing to cover each other's spaces and just to maintain the game and come up with a result. So yeah. For me, it's just a collective as a team, they did well.
Tan Sri, melihat kepada projek Kuala Lumpur City ini dan juga pengalaman Tan Sri dalam projek The Red Warriors sebelum ni, apa persamaan ataupun perbezaan yang boleh Tan Sri ceritakan tentang kedua-dua projek ni?
Antara projek mana tu?
Kuala Lumpur City dan juga Kelantan dahulu yang Tan Sri terlibat.
Perbezaannya banyaklah. Di Kelantan dulu kita bekerja dalam constraint yang banyak. Kita tidak memiliki dan menguruskan stadium. Kita juga tidak mempunyai penajaan lokal di Kelantan. Saya terpaksa membawa penaja daripada luar Kelantan. Kita juga tidak mendapat dana macam annual grant misalnya. Banyak, terlalu banyak. Tapi di Kuala Lumpur ni saya rasa alhamdulillah, ya, Kuala Lumpur kita dapat menyusun commercial package yang lebih kukuh. Kita juga tidak hanya melihat kepada pasukan, tapi saya melihat kepada perancangan jangka panjang. Sebab tu saya mahu KLC memiliki dan mengurus sendiri stadium yang mana telah pun dipersetujui. Stadium ini akan diurus sendiri oleh pasukan dan kita akan mempunyai training facility yang lebih baik dan sebagainya. Jadi kita kena buat persiapan untuk KL City menjadi satu lagi fenomena dalam bola sepak Malaysia. Saya fikir saya boleh buat lebih baik daripada apa yang The Red Warriors capai. Walaupun of course sekarang lebih kompetitif lah dengan pasukan-pasukan mungkin Terengganu, JDT, Pahang dan sebagainya. Tapi saya berkeyakinan KL City boleh melakukannya kerana prasyarat-prasyarat tadi yang banyak berbezanya dengan keupayaan. Cuma kelebihan di Kelantan itu kita mempunyai fan base yang solid, ya, dan itu sebahagian pada football. Di Kuala Lumpur ni kita belum berada di tahap itu. Dan ini pun satu aspek macam mana nak connect antara pasukan dengan orang kata citizens of Kuala Lumpur. The sense of belonging pada pasukan, the enthusiasm. Kemudian kehadiran saya dalam suasana PKP dan yang memberikan orang kata limitation kepada full-fledged promotion and also involvement of spectators. But that will end soon, inshallah. So we have to make preparation. So 2022 should be a much better year for Kuala Lumpur City. Jadi strengthen the team. Bila team dah bagus, tentunya kita akan dapat rally supporters, fan base kita akan dapat perluaskan, dan juga kita akan perkokohkan aspek professionalism dalam pengurusan pasukan. By having that, we should be one of the best team in the country.
Hi Kyrian.
Hello.
So you have played for many clubs and as a top scorer in Albania. So from your point of view, what do you think you want to bring to KL City?
You know, it's for me. I'm itching to play. You don't even understand. So I wanna prove to myself again that I can. Of course, I can. You know, score goals and help the team win. For me, is the most important thing is to win. And I'm a very passionate player, very passionate person. So when I'm on the field, I'll do anything I have to do, or what the job consists of, to win.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically.
Kyrian has all the ingredients to be another Malaysian soccer superstar. He's young. He's have the agility, skill, ability to score goals. He has speed and all those qualities that I have observed, and I'm sure Kyrian can demonstrate the best performance of a striker in Malaysia.
Okay, Kyrian, obviously you have no experience yet in Malaysia League, so maybe you can share your thoughts on our league, and is there any reference for you about our league before you decide to come here, join here?
No, I didn't have any reference. I've watched many games, and I felt like this was going to be a good league for me to come and demonstrate my ability and to play and to enjoy football again, you know, and to feel good and to work hard, you know. So to be honest, I'm just looking forward to getting started. So yeah, that's it.
Kyrian, when I took a look at the videos courtesy of the CEO, couldn't help but see the similarities between Kyrian and another player that once played for a club that Tan Sri was in charge of, Dickson Nwakaeme. Have you heard of Dickson? Have you watched him play before? Do you know anything of him? Because he's obviously Nigerian as well.
Yes, as the coach made sure I took a look. So yeah, I watched him play on YouTube. I saw how he was moving. I saw his goal scoring abilities, and I was impressed. And he's a good player. Yeah.
Tan Sri, persamaan itu adakah itu antara sebab ataupun faktor utama di sebalik keputusan Tan Sri dan KL City untuk membawa Kyrian ke sini?
Gini ya, kita kena faham corak permainan bola sepak di Malaysia. Sebab good players banyak, ada everywhere. You know, you can just as long as you have the money to pay them. Tapi kita faham dengan corak kesesuaian bola sepak kita. Itu waktu dulu saya ingat waktu saya nak mengambil Dickson, dia pergi trial di satu pasukan lain di Malaysia, and he was rejected flat, you know. And then he came to me dan saya observe, tengok dia main dan sebagainya, dan saya tengok kesesuaian dia, dan saya ada keyakinan dia boleh cemerlang. Jadi sebab tu saya ambil dia. Super juga dengan Kyrian. Saya telah tengok corak permainan dia, dan saya tengok corak permainan Kuala Lumpur dan juga liga musim ini secara keseluruhannya. Saya fikir dia akan menjadi seorang pemain yang menarik, ya. Very entertaining player because dia ada speed, dia ada skill, dia ada good finishing. He's young, he's enthusiastic, very professional player. Yeah. He's American Nigerian, very good orang kata very cultured player, not just another player. Is it? These are all criteria that's very important to make a successful professional football player, and I think Kyrian has all those qualities. With the support of the management and also support of the head coach, I think we can make him, just I mentioned earlier, just another football star in the Malaysian League.
Tan Sri, final soalan daripada saya. Pasukan Kuala Lumpur kita tengok meriah dengan signing new player. Dan saya nak tanya pendapat Tan Sri sendiri, mungkin apa yang membezakan pasukan Kuala Lumpur dengan ada beberapa pasukan lain yang sedang menghadapi kesukaran macam masalah
semua
kewangan.
tu dia bergantung soal manajemen, pengurusan. Bila kita terlibat dengan pasukan bola sepak ni, kita kena faham parameter dia. Dari sudut parameter keuangan, kalau kita overcommit, overspend, you will be having problem. Dia model yang kita pakai itu tidak sustainable. Atau kita terlalu ambitious, you start buying expensive players but finally you don't pay them salaries. They are all professional players. To me, rule number one, all players must be well paid, well fed, and well taken care of. They are not machines, they are all human beings. If their welfare is not well taken care of, you can't expect them to perform on the field. So all football managers, they must know all those parameters. Sebab tu macam Kuala Lumpur, saya concern sangat. Sebab tu saya always bukan saja soal player mana nak bawa masuk, tapi juga macam mana perancangan pengurusan pasukan dan bagaimana perancangan termasuk soal kewangannya dan sebagainya. Saya secara berperingkat-peringkat, kita ada good CEO, footballer juga, dan kita ada backup yang bagus, dan kita ada pelabur ataupun pemilik kepada kelab yang sekarang ini 50% owned by private individuals. Jadi saya tengok semua itu. Jadi saya fikir basic ingredients tu ada, tapi saya kena add flavor sikit. Sebab itulah kita bawa masuk pemain kali ini mid season. Saya cuba nak bawa masuk beberapa berdasar kepada observation saya kelemahan dalam pasukan KL City. KL City ada beberapa kelemahan pada department tertentu dalam pasukan. Kalau kita tengok KL City, dia tak boleh attack from the flank because we don't have good strong wingers, you know. Kemudian kita tengok dia selalu kena gol 10 minit akhir, dia kena gol lah. Why? Sebab dia banyak play, banyak defensif. Dia punya attack tak cukup kuat. Bola dia hilang third quarter of the field, dia balik semula kepada defense punya zone. So apa tu KL City punya defense always overworked. But after 70 minutes, 80 minutes, 90 minutes dah jadi pasukan memang defense mesti ada lapse kan. So kalau kita boleh kuatkan sikit dia punya attacking capability, especially from the flank and also the finishing, then you less burden on the defense. That's my belief in the team. So we have to strengthen that department. So now, apart from Kyrian, we managed to bring back Malaysian Lambert. Yeah. Ryan, apart from Ryan, who is a Malaysian born, Malaysian mother, kita dapat daripada Perak J. Patiba dan juga Kenny Paul Raj, which I think they are both good players, good players that can help to strengthen our flank and also the midfield. Of course, Ryan is another defensive midfielder, also good playing in the second division, the Holland, quite a good team. So with the 4 new players, I think we can slightly improve, and we will continue to improve.
Kyrian, one final question before we wrap things up. You spoke about the fact that you're an extremely passionate player, that you're very driven on the pitch, that it's all about 100% week in, week out, every game. And you're also coming to Malaysia with the pedigree of having been the top scorer in Albania, and that tagline, the reputation, actually plays a massive part. Now, the top scorer in Malaysia at the moment is a Nigerian striker, Ifedayo. Is that something that you're already setting your sights on?
It's kind of funny because I'm not the player that likes the cameras, that likes the fame. It's just not me. But I don't like talking about it. I like to just go on the field and do my work. Yeah, I'm not the kind of player who's going to speak, but of course I have my goals, that I plan to reach. You know what I mean? So at the end of the season, or when I'm getting to my goals, I add more goals to it. So yes, of course, everybody wants to be top goal scorers. Everybody wants to, score the goals. But like I say, for me, I want to score goals, but I want to help my team win. for me, winning is most important. You know, if I score the goal, of course, but you get recognized by your team winning. And for me, winning is very important to me as much as scoring goals. So as long as our team's going to win the games, and okay, if I score, okay, so I'll take either one. So.
Baik, terima kasih Tan Sri, terima kasih Kyrian. Jadi inilah pemain barisan pasukan Kuala Lumpur City. Dan dengan penambahan 4 pemain pada tempoh jendela perpindahan kedua ini, semoga Kuala Lumpur City FC akan berjaya mengharungi saingan Liga Super.